seg? Wow.
It's a Sega.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our channel. We're here to review Dave. We're here to review Dave. We're here to review Dave. I'm Homie. This is Dustin. This is season 3, episode 3. The name of the episode is Hearsay.
Hearsay.
Let's get it on and poppin'.
The Rick Ross episode.
The Rick Rose episode.
Yeah.
All right, this one takes place in Atlanta, which made me think of the show.
Hotlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
You got Gata with his buddies, cousins, what have you, homies from the old days. Did you know Gata was from Atlanta? Was this ever brought up?
I think, yeah.
I thought he was from L.A.
No, I think we knew that.
I didn't know that. Okay. Gata's bragging to his buddies. He says, I have a song with Rick Ross.
Right.
He's bragging about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, he's got the verse. Yeah.
Lil Dicky comes out and he goes, he's all in a fluttery panic because Killer Mike says, I don't know about this man.
Right. So he's in a tizzy because he got a tweet from Rick or from Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. Yeah. And then the buddies go, Twitter be miscommunicating.
Yeah.
His buddies are great.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I like that they're like trying to get to the nuance of like, well, what did you say?
What's actually happening? Yeah,
like
they actually gave him a little bit of time and effort into what the hell's going on. And that's what this episode's all about. It's about miscommunication between Lil Dicky and his bubble and then this other culture.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We got Atlanta strip club. I noticed that the nipples were blurred.
Were they?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
I looked. And Lil Dicky, Lil Dicky is hanging out with Rick Ross. He goes, do you know Killer Mike? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's a great guy. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you got a $250,000 chain that Rick Ross has.
Yeah. Oof.
What's the most you would spend on a watch?
On a watch?
Yeah, like let's say you had $5 million in the bank. What's the most you would spend on a watch?
I mean, if I had $5 million?
$5 million in the bank.
I mean, like $100,000.
You would?
Yeah.
You would be that guy?
For sure.
You wouldn't feel a little weird?
For why? I have $5 million in the bank.
But like you could like give that to somebody.
Who? Why the fuck would I give that to anybody? That's mine.
I asked this question to a lot of people. You probably answered the worst of anyone.
Wow. Well, what about you? What's your answer?
I think it's hard to say unless you have that money.
I guess.
But like, I don't know, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000.
What? What are you doing with the rest of it?
I mean, I could give it to people.
Okay. Understandably, like we live in a different era where that's not quite as much money as it used to be.
Yeah. But
still, that's $5 million. I mean,
you wouldn't feel weird?
that would probably be like my one, you know?
You just buy one really nice watch.
Well, if I spent $100,000 on a watch, like I'm not buying Maseratis and Lamborghinis and.
But that's the exercise of this question.
Yeah.
So 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I yeah, we're getting in the weeds, but like, I would definitely value a watch more than like some shitty sports car made out of plastic.
You're a weird guy. Okay, Rick Ross gifts Lil Dicky the watch shortly after.
Oh, the necklace.
The necklace.
Yeah.
Shortly after, gets stuck up and puts guns to his heads, and they take the $250,000 necklace.
Wait, dude, where did Rick Ross go?
Yeah.
What?
He had to go to Wingstop.
Lil Dicky was right. Like, that was irresponsible.
That was irresponsible. That's a great point, actually.
Yeah.
He should have just said it like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they get stuck up. I like the line, can I have my driver's license back? I really don't want to go back to the DMV. That was pretty funny.
I think, and they sympathize, right? They're like, yeah, the DMV.
Yeah, they gave him everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
The stick up kids. Then you got they're at like some sort of wing spot. And after, do you want to talk about the commercials now, or
Lord
we spent a lot of
above.
money on this membership thing? Because listen, we're not the best reviewers, but we want to be the first reviewers, so we spent money on this membership thing, and it was like 2-3 minutes of commercials that were absolute trash.
I mean, it was more than 3 minutes.
It was awful.
It's a lot of minutes.
What is you guys' commercial experience? And what's your favorite and least favorite commercial?
No.
There's some awful commercials.
That's what you want the comment section to be? Is about the commercials?
The commercials.
All right. Fair enough. Let us know.
They're at a wing spot. Gata is wiggling. He's making phone calls. Gandering. Rick Ross DMs a link of the stick-up kids with the chain.
Yeah. It's kind of like, dude, I know. Yeah. Which is a weird move because it's like a preemptive, like, I'm about to call you.
Right.
You know?
Lil Dicky picks up the phone. Hey, Rick.
Yeah. God. Dicky was a little cringy this episode.
He
like
was.
The way. I mean, I know I love Gata, but like, just in comparison, you know.
His Lil Dicky's like shamelessness is a gift and a curse, because I feel like it's in a weird way effective in communicating.
Yes. But almost in like this situation particularly, it was like very to his detriment.
Yeah.
You know? And it's got him out of a lot of shit. But in this instance, it was like, let Gata do the talking.
I'm sure I've said this in season 1, a little Woody Allen-ish, which I respect.
Yeah.
All right. Gata finds out that there's like a fur. He's clearly like, there's a fur. He puts 2 and 2 together, so he goes to the fur guy.
Yeah.
And
the fur guy, dude. It's like his uncle.
This is like a robot dog. No, Unc is like just like a elder statesman. But Gata basically gets to the bottom of it and calls the guy. And I just really like this line Lil Dicky said, where he goes, "You need to start operating like we're half bitch."
Half bitch.
I like that shit.
And Gata rightfully just ignores that shit.
100%.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I don't have a lot of insight into this episode. We're just going through it. I didn't love this episode. I got to say, it was a little slow.
I mean, I didn't hate it.
It was
good.
I did not hate it.
It was just, I meant to ask you this when we started. Like, we've definitely, earlier I had said we're going to get out of the tour leg, right?
Yeah.
And where is, what is happening? Where are we?
I think they're on tour in Atlanta.
Okay.
So they're still in the tour leg, which was kind of a cool.
That makes sense.
It was kind of a cool, I mean, whatever.
But we're not tour focused. We're like on this
focused.
Tangent.
It's just like shit.
Yeah,
Because think about it. You do a show in Atlanta, but that's probably not the most like memorable part.
Right. But you could connect with people that are like in the area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, we get down to the stick-up kids. We find them, and they want a Rick Ross verse. Gata has a Rick Ross verse.
Which is funny because it's like that's not transactional. Like,
yeah, it's a weird one.
How are we
gonna do this?
Okay, I'll let you have it. Like, where's Rick in all of this? Like, he's aware of what's
right.
I can't just give it to you.
I had a note here that there was just good comedy writing. I can't remember any of the lines, but it was just really good comedy writing. This part of the thing.
You mean when they finally meet up with them?
Before, like during the phone call part. It was just a lot of good stuff. In general, it was good comedy writing. Mm-hmm. We got the tour bus crew after commercials, which was... The commercials were just killing me, man. We had such a tough time getting into the groove with the commercials.
It was brutal. There's like 8 in a row.
It felt like a long episode, and I can't tell if it was the commercials or not.
Yeah.
Tour bus crew, we find out Els is broke. And then shortly after, Mike buys Els a haircut, which is very nice.
Yeah.
It was a cool scene, I guess. Throw a little tour bus crew. The more I'm talking about this episode, the more I'm realizing I didn't really love this episode.
Yeah.
They can't all be bangers.
Nothing really sticks out.
They can't all be bangers, as we said.
And there's not quite like a cohesive thing to it.
Yeah.
What is that relationship between Els and Mike?
Just friends.
They've just been on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to know each other quick. I mean, what I realized when they were on the tour bus, I was like, damn, this is where Dave should be. Because they're like playing catchphrase and like being drunk and idiots and shit. It's like, oh, that's more Dave's speed. You know what I mean? Which was kind of, and I was thinking like, is that Gata's speed? Like, you know, like
no,
it was like,
not at all.
But that's what came to mind.
Huh.
Fast forward, they go to meet the Stick Up Kids, and this was easily the highlight of the episode.
Yeah, for sure. As soon as there was like any indication that he was about to rap, we were like, go. Let's hear freestyle.
We're fans of the music in the show.
Yeah.
I think that's like the highlights of all the shows. It's like the music, the rap. The motherfucker can rap, and he has great. He's fun verse. There's fun. He's fun to listen to.
Well, if you think back to like that first season scene where he's in the studio with I can't remember the guy's name, but he like when he freestyles for them.
Oh, for Charlemagne,
dude.
Yeah,
so good. I think that's like that sets up Dave like in. If you could show anyone to get them into it, it would probably be like that
verse.
Yeah, that scene.
So Gata sells the Stick Up Kids on don't get a Rick Ross verse, get a Lil Dicky verse. And I was thinking that's perfect. It's a perfect symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Lil Dicky could show out and do his thing.
Yeah.
And like
he's like fighting it. Like Dave doesn't really want to get on board with that idea.
But it was a perfect little thing, and the verse was cool.
Yeah.
I wrote the little asshole can rap. Lil Dicky can rap. He can fucking rap. He's good at rapping. Sorry, he just can. And my favorite line was, "We don't have to stop hanging out."
We don't have to stop hanging out.
Because it felt so real to me for whatever reason.
Oh my god,
it just felt real.
Yeah, I mean, there's many ways to make friends. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. So next scene, they go to the brunch, the Black Excellence brunch.
Yeah.
And Lil Dicky looks at the Instagram. He's like, "Oh, those guys that robbed me added me on Instagram. Oh, look, they're both friends with your cousin Stretch."
Right.
And Gata's pissed off.
This is when Stretch gets outed.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking at the beginning, but then I thought maybe not, but that sucked. It is what it is.
Well, that guy kind of came out of nowhere too. Like, yeah, that's not that surprising. I don't think.
No. Yeah. The Usher slow-mo scene. It was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was all right. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. I guess the more I'm talking about this episode, I didn't really love it. I guess the one thing, I think you maybe shed a tear when at the very end when Gata was talking to Rick Ross and he had that moment. Like I looked at your face and you were, you want Gata to win so bad.
I really did.
You really had a moment.
God, Lord above. But also we saw Gata at like a really low moment.
Right.
Prior to that.
Yeah, with his cousin.
And it influences the next part because it's like, He's telling Dave, like, dude, you're so lucky to be you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even,
Right.
There's so many people in my life that are, like, just want a slice.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
And they're willing to, like, fucking betray us in this way. You know?
LD goes, you got an eyelash on your cheek.
And he's so oblivious. Yeah, Dave's so fucking oblivious.
I love that kind of writing. But yeah, I think you shed a tear during the Rick Ross moment, and
so
what was cool about it was like he was like, I gave you like a whatever bit of weed back in the day. He's like, oh yeah, I remember that. So it was like I wrote karma in capital letters. It's like, okay, Gata's been doing this for a while, you know. So a victory for Gata.
Is this a small callback to you having no faith in Gata?
I still don't love Gata's talent as an artist. I like him as a hustler.
Okay. Okay.
But
that's fine.
No, I mean, I like
that's
Gata.
Fair.
I don't like Gata like you like Gata, but I like Gata a lot. But
yeah.
Yeah, it was a good moment. It was a good moment.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's wrap it up. This was a kind of boring review, I guess. But I guess it was a boring episode.
I mean, I don't think it was.
Maybe. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it wasn't It wasn't a great episode. It's a good episode, but like, where are we at? We're episode 3, right? Yeah. So we're still we're ramping up to something.
Yes.
We haven't quite hit like the peak of this story this season.
100% not a bad episode. I would just say, based off episode 1 and 2 that were bangers. Episode 3, just the standards thing, but literally no TV show is going to be amazing every single episode. It's just not.
Right, yeah.
That's not how TV shows work.
We need this like little, it's like a little launch pad. It's like the ramp, Yeah,
exactly.
This is the ramp episode.
Yeah. All right, cool. What did we miss, guys? Did you like this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, we forgot to say like and subscribe at the beginning.
We never do that. We always do.
Why are we so bad at that? Maybe I could cut this and put it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, even though we said this at the end.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dave review season 3. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, and we'll be here for the whole season.
Yep, and if you watch this at the beginning and then watch it to the end, then you saw this twice.
Probably.
Which is cool. So if you watch it twice, God bless you.
Twice is nice.
Twice is nice, and 3 times is even better.
3 times is kind. Thanks.
Okay.